Hi everyone, it's Rax bringing you one of my favorite builds of all time, the Wave of Light Monk. I pushed with Wave of Light in Season 16 and it was so much fun, and as far as I know, this is the fastest Torment 16 clearing build in the entire game. I'll show you some footage here in a second and you won't believe how easily it just crushes these rifts. One thing I want to mention is this is the LoN version. We're going to take the new Legacy of Dreams gem and we're going to have all of our pieces ancient or primal ancient. But you can also do this very, very well or very successfully with the Ina's starting set for Season 18. And also it works very well with the Sun Wukus. There are some slight changes you need to make, but all of those work very well. But I'm going to show you my favorite version, the LoN version, and we'll take you through and show you how to just farm everything with this build. Okay? Start with the weapons in geom. In geom, when we kill an elites, our cooldowns are essentially going to be up forever. So we're just going to jump from elite to elite to elite, moving at the speed of light, blowing them all up. One thing about this weapon is when you encounter a yellow elite and they have little minions, you must kill the yellow and every minion in order to proc your in geom. So if you're wondering, I killed this yellow but it didn't activate, that's why. And in general, everywhere on this build, we're going to take every damaging buff that we can get on all of the weapons and armor. So damage, attack speed, cooldown, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, all of that stuff we're going to take wherever we possibly can, as we did on this weapon. In the offhand, this weapon is mandatory to make the build work. It's going to increase our Wave of Light damage by 150% with the Kaioshiver's Blade, and the initial impact, if it hits 3 or fewer, increases the damage by 250%. One of the only things that this build struggles with is killing the Guardian at the end, so this really helps, and the damage increase we can't ignore. And similar to the Ingeom, we're taking all damaging stats with the cooldown. Crutus Boots, we take Mystic Ally. This is going to give us an extra Mystic Ally, and we want the Wave of Light damage roll on here and Dex and Vitality. And one thing about the armor pieces, whenever we can choose between all resist and armor, we'll always choose all resist because we already get armor on monks from dexterity, so we'll take all resist whenever we can get it. Swampland Waders, these are best in slot pants because they're the only pants that can roll fire elemental damage, and our Wave of Light is fire damage. Okay, so fire, dex, vit, all resist. The way to get these pants: on your monk or any class at level 70, gamble for pants. You're not going to get them, but you will get many copies of yellow pants. Put them in your stash, make a level 1 witch doctor, grab the pants, go to Kanai's cube, and with recipe 3, upgrade rare. It rolls off of the item level, not the character level. So you will get level 70 legendary pants, and you will get these pants after a few tries because they're Witch Doctor only. So that's how to get them. Okay, Avarice Band. We want this to increase our pickup radius so we can pick up all the gold. That's going to help us stay immortal, as we'll explain in a second. This ring only drops in bounties, so you'll have to farm bounties to get them. I believe it's Act 3 bounties. Okay, and we want damage crit if we can get it, and as we just explained a little bit ago, the Legacy of Dreams gem is what's going to make this entire build work. It gives us the LoN buff. For every ancient or primal ancient piece, we do far more damage and we take less damage. Okay, so that's what makes this build work. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, I like this one because it brings all of our cooldowns back up whenever we hit with a resource spending attack, and we're going to be throwing Wave of Lights all the time. If you feel that your cooldowns are up all the time, you don't need this. You could take a Stone of Jordan, or you could take a Convention of the Elements for more damage. Okay, and we'll take attack speed, crit, and cooldown reduction, and roll the resource cost off to get the socket. And Boon of the Hoarder, the gem, sprays gold everywhere, which we need to stay alive, and gives us movement speed, as we'll explain right now with the Goldwrap. Goldwrap, when we pick up gold, we gain armor, we essentially become immortal. So with Goldwrap, if we pick up gold, we're immortal. Boon of the Hoarder gem sprays gold everywhere, and Avarice Band gives us a gigantic pickup radius in order to pick up all that gold. We're immortal. Okay, And so Goldwrap will take Dex, Vite, All Resist, and percent life. Mage Fist. We'll take the quadfecta here. We take Mage Fist because fire skills deal 20% increased damage. We do fire damage. Self-explanatory. Lebebvres Soliloquy. There aren't many shoulders in this slot that matter. Pauldrons of the Skeleton King for the extra cheat death, or homing pads for the free teleport may be slightly better. Because we don't have Cyclone Strike on our bars, Lebebvres does literally nothing for us. The reason why I take Lebebvres is when you want to push later on in the season with this build, you want to put Cyclone Strike on your bars for the 50% damage reduction. It doesn't matter in Torment 16 or low GRs, but it will matter to you one day. So I want you to be looking for these shoulders. That way you have a great pair when you want to push. And we'll take Dex Fight. Area damage is okay for this build. We don't really gather up the monsters, but it's better than nothing. And we'll take the CDR. Zokrin's Gaze. This legendary is incredible. It gives us 150 Wave of Light damage and gives us the legendary power that Wave of Light is cast at our enemy, so this is mandatory. And we want Dex Fight and crit on here with a socket with a diamond in it for more cooldown. Cindercoat, another incredible legendary. Fire skills deal 20% increased damage and reduces the resource cost of our fire skills by 30%. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. Okay, so we'll take Dex and Vitality with 3 sockets, and we're socketing all of our armor pieces except Helmet with Dexterity to deal increased damage. As you can start to see, I mean, with the 20% here, the 20% here, the 20% here, 20 on the amulet and 20 on the bracers, you can do just absolutely insane damage with this build. Flavor of Time, the new amulet pylon effects last twice as long. This is still my favorite, even for Torment 16. People have been asking, Rax, the rift only lasts 2 minutes. Why would you take that? I mean, 2 minutes means the first pylon that you grab, if it's shield or speed, it's lasting the entire rift, or you could get 2 pylons that last half of the rift. I mean, it's incredible. Trust me. Just try it, and I don't think you'll go back. But there are other options. You could wear Akimbo's Gold for extra gold. You could wear Squirt's Necklace, which we have in the cube. So if you'd rather wear Squirts or something, or maybe you want to wear Squirts, ditch Flavor of Time, and put Convention of the Elements in the slot. Absolutely, do whatever you want. But I want the double pylons all the time. I'm very greedy. I love my pylons. And the incredible thing about Flavor of Time is it can roll 4 main stats along with the socket. So getting this GG Flavor of Time with fire, crit, cooldown socket is possible. So that'll be the dream if anybody can get that. Pinto's Pride, Wave of Light slows enemies by 80% and deals 150% damage. I mean, how many multipliers can a single build possibly have? It's insane. We'll take Fire Elemental, Dex Fit, crit on here, and we're ready to destroy. Let me walk you through the skills. I take Epiphany Insight. Epiphany is going to increase our spirit generation. Wave of Light is an expensive skill. I mean, we have the reduced cost here, but all I want to be able to do is just spam Wave of Lights and spam my abilities as much as possible. So I take Insight here to increase the spirit generation. Mystic Ally, Air Ally. Again, I take this because I want to increase my spirit generation by 4, and I want to activate it when I want to bring my spirit back. Another option would be to take Fire Ally if you want additional damage, but I go for the quality of life playing the build rather than the damage. Dashing Strike, I like Quicksilver because it gives us 3 charges. We're going to be dashing absolutely everywhere like Neo, especially if our Ingeom is up, especially if we can get even a power pylon or a channeling pylon, so I like the 3 charges. Mantra of Conviction, Annihilation. I take Annihilation because I want to move faster. Okay, and this is going to make us deal increased damage, but there are other options you could take. For example, Overawe, believe gives additional damage. So some of these runes are up to you. If you'd like to use something else, by all means, go ahead. Wave of Light, Explosive Light, this one is not up for debate. This is our attack that does everything, and we want the fire one because it does the most damage, and we built our entire character around fire damage. Breath of Heaven Zephyr, I like this to make us move faster. Another option is Blind to deal increased damage. If you want to blind the Guardian, if you're struggling on the Guardian, that is another very, very good option. But once you get really powerful, all you want to do is fly. You're already going to murder everything. So I just like to fly. Okay. Let's scroll down here a little bit so you can see this. Oh, I can't scroll down. Okay. Seize the Initiative. This is incredible. Dealing damage to enemies above 75% life increases your attack speed by 30%. Well, when we teleport to a new area where damaging enemies above 75, they're going to be at full health, right? And hopefully we're going to one-shot them. So this just gives us an attack speed buff all the time. Near-death experience. If you haven't picked up gold in a while, you can be at risk for just a moment. That's fine. That's what this proc is for. Just go pick up some gold, throw a wave of light, and you'll be fine. Beacon of Yitar reduces all cooldowns by 20%. Again, we want all our cooldowns up. We want Epiphany up. We want our ally up to bring our spirit back. We want our Breath of Heaven up, and we want to be able to dash. So 20% cooldown's hard to argue with. And I take momentum, again, just to move faster, and you could swap this out for a survivability passive or something else if you are doing greater rifts and you're not worried about moving at the speed of light. You could take more damage, you could take blind, and you could switch this to maybe a little bit more defensive to stay alive. Incense Torch, we must cube this, reduces the cost of Wave of Light by 50% and increases its damage by 550. I mean, that's insane. So it's got to be this. I like to cube Nemesis Bracers in the speeds just to spawn an elite on a pylon. Grab a pylon, it lasts double the duration, drop a Wave of Light, they're dead. Deadly combination. And Swartz Necklace, again, if we don't take damage, our damage is increased by up to 100%, and we take 50% additional damage. This may be dangerous at the higher GRs, but at the lower GRs, and certainly in Torment 16, as long as we picked up gold, nothing's going to kill us. They can hit us as hard as they want. It's not going to do anything. And quickly to the Paragon points, I like to max movement speed, obviously, and I like to max spirit. That way, when we fill up, if we go through a lull, I like to have it at full so it takes longer to drain, but this may not be needed, but I like it for quality of life. And then I put the rest into dexterity. If you find you're dying in greater rifts, feel free to put some in vitality. That's completely fine. But in general, I'm just going for more damage. I'd go for crit, and CDR before attack speed. We're going to have a lot of attack speed, and attack speed can drain your spirit really quickly if you have to throw a million Wave of Light, so this is the one I'd go for last. Life, armor, all resist are all very good. Life per second I'd grab last. I would take all resist first, and then life, and then armor, and then life per second. And then area damage for more damage. Resource cost is actually very good, and life per hit and gold, it's whatever. And so, one more comment. I already said you could use the Ina's or the Sun Wuku set. But if you wanted to take this and get ready for GRs, Goldwrap's not going to help you because gold does not drop in greater rifts. So let's take a Witching Hour here. Okay, you can put Cyclone Strike on your bars if you need a little bit of damage mitigation. Boon of the Hoarder's not going to help us here. We could take Zay's Stone of Vengeance. Okay. And we don't need Avarice Band anymore because we don't need a pickup radius because nothing really drops and we don't really care about the health globes. So we'll take either Convention of the Elements or Storm of Jordan. Okay, I think that's everything. Let me take you into some gameplay and let me show you on the PTR what this build can do with complete garbage gear. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we can do here. Cool outdoor map, that's ideal. So we just want to get some gold, and now we want to find an elite. Here's an elite. And they're dead, and once they're dead and your Ingeom's up, now we're like Neo from the Matrix. We can teleport the speed of light everywhere, and what we're looking for are more elites to proc our Ingeom so we can continue to be like this. Power. And we have Flavor of Time, so now we have quad damage the entire rift. This is unbelievable. And when you get to a yellow, make sure to kill all of their minions so your Ingeom refreshes. And as you can see, we are effortlessly blowing up everything in the world with our double timer on power. I think we'll stay on the outdoor map because that's pretty ideal. And there's elites everywhere. This is pretty GG. And look at our bar. How long has this rift been going? And imagine, just imagine if I had some decent gear. I mean, it would be incredible. And boss is up. And we got a primal. Okay, just for the lulz, let's identify it and see what we got. Just for the lulz. And look, I think our power just expired, so power lasted the entire rift. What did we get? It's garbage! Thank you so much for watching, everybody. That's one of my favorite builds of all time. Also want to point out that this build will also be on Diablo fans if you prefer to watch it that way. I've got guides on Wizard coming up, and Barbarian, and of course more Necro, and other guides as well that you've asked for. So whatever you'd like to see, just let me know in the comments, and please like and subscribe and hit the notification button if you'd like to see when my videos come out, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you so much.